afternoon, everyone. My name is John Joseph, and I am convener of Frack, Faith Communities Together for Frack Awareness. And I am a member of the East Shore Unitarian Universalist Church of Cleveland, Ohio. The following reading is taken from the Unitarian Universalist hymnal, Singing the Living Tradition, which respectfully borrows from many faith traditions. The following words are commonly attributed to Chief Noah Assail. This we know, the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. This we know, all things are connected like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. And now a reflection. We stand here together today, citizens of Ohio, and among us many members of faith communities as well as faith leaders. Those of us who are participants in Faith Communities Together for Frack Awareness represent many faith traditions, including Roman Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, Jewish, Unitarian Universalist, United Church of Christ, Methodist, Presbyterian, American Baptist, AME, and Quaker. And we are looking to broaden this circle even more. Today we stand together to voice a common plea. Citizens of Ohio, pay attention. Focus on this vital issue. Stand with us on the side of justice, on the side of putting the health and safety of our children and our children's children first and foremost in our lives. Do not be blinded by false promises of money and jobs. Just consider this for a moment. If extractive industries make regions and states prosperous, why aren't the people of West Virginia the most prosperous in the nation? No. Once these rapacious corporations take hold of a region, they suck it dry. Their people end up poorer and sicker than before.
Yep.
These regions become sacrifice zones.
Yep.
Now, we Ohioans are asked not only to bear the harms from toxic fracking wells, but we are also asked to be the dumping ground for toxic and radio frack waste from surrounding states. They are injecting it beneath our feet and spreading it in our landfills. What happens to these toxic chemicals so carelessly disposed of? Down, down, and around they flow. And where they go, nobody knows. Nobody. As people of faith, and as people of common sense, we know that it is wrong, it is immoral, it is obscene to roll the toxic dice like this when the health and safety of all of our families today and tomorrow are put at risk. So stand with us, Ohioans. Stand against injustice. Stand against immorality. Stand against unethical recklessness. Stand against toxic and radioactive frack waste. We especially call on people of faith and faith leaders of Ohio to come forth and join us in calling out the wrongs that are being committed against the people. Speak truth to power. Faith leaders of Ohio, answer the call. Speak now and let your voices be heard. Call out like the prophets of old, so that one day soon, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream.
Amen. Amen. ask our song leaders to lead us in hymn number 8.
We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the world. We are one in the Spirit, we are one in the world. And together we'll spread the word to every king. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. We will walk with each other, we will walk hand in hand. And together we'll spread the word to every king. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. And together we'll spread the together we'll spread the word to
I'd like to call on my friend Rabbi Josh Jacobs-Wald to please address us, and I know he has something special to share with us.
So I'm Rabbi Josh, and myself and my wife, Rabbi Dario, you might see here with our 2 kids, we're rabbis at a congregation in Boardman, just south of here. And so I come bearing a prop. This is a ram's horn, also known as a shofar in Hebrew. And it's a special holy object, particularly at this time of the year, because we're entering in the Jewish sacred calendar. Just next week, we're entering into a month called Elul, which is the month before the high holiday season of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So in this month, we begin to really reflect on our actions, to ask, what are we doing in our lives? What are we doing in our communities? What are we doing in our world? What are we doing to the earth? What are we doing to stop what we know needs to be stopped? And of course, Rosh Hashanah, this holiday is a celebration of creation. It's a celebration of the creation of the world. So we're moving towards that day of celebration of creation. And there's 2 meanings of the shofar that I wanted to highlight for you before I'll try and blow it for us today. The first is it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call, right? And we're answering its call in some way, like we're waking up, we're here. We want others to wake up. We want others to know that this isn't the way it has to be. Because one of the meanings connected with this word shofar in Hebrew is lihishaper, which means to improve. So certainly we enter this period of time and we think about improving ourselves, but we also know that we can improve, like we can improve Ohio, we can do better than this. We can do better than injecting millions and millions of gallons of toxicity into the very ground that supports us, that is the wellspring of our life. We can do better with vision of energy that is clean, that is life-affirming, that is life-supporting, that can bring jobs, that can support each of us, so that there can be enough. Because we know, as people of faith, as people of no faith, but as people who are connected with the earth, we know there is abundance. And so, the last meaning before I blow is also, the shofar is a cry. It's a cry at its kind of most primordial. And I think of it really now as a voice of the earth itself, offering its own cry, offering her own cry at what is being done, all of the waste that's being injected. And so, each of us being here, we each feel our own hearts broken at what we know is happening, that we want to stop, and it keeps happening, and there's such strong forces. And so we also just give voice through the shofar to our own sadness, but it's our own sadness, but it's our own waking up at the same time. So we hold that, right? We kind of walk that walk of power that gives voice to the brokenness, but is waking up at the same time and saying, we're not going to accept that brokenness. We're going to repair. We're going to be people who are working to repair.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you for that wake-up call. Thank you for that word that goes forth, and it will echo off of the trees and off of all of God's garden. And I'm going to ask our musicians to lead us in one more song, if you will, at this time. And you can pick it if you wish. You can pick the song.
That's what I just said.